Hello and welcome back to the Digital Circus Life, the Yellow Tuxedo podcast, in this super special episode.
It's been a little while since we've been on a podcast episode, but we're enjoying being back in the office.
We are. And this one is super special because you may not know this, but we've got a trip coming up to Morocco in November. It's called Time and Space Morocco 2026. So in this episode, we wanted to do a little bit of a sneak peek, a behind the scenes. So we've got two sections. Section one, we're going to be answering some questions that people have asked and things we think people may be asking in their heads. And in section two, we're going to share in the past week how the launch has gone. Right. Section one is questions. Let's get into it. Let's roll. Let's do this again.
We expect there to be questions because Time and Space Morocco is a bit of a different thing for us. We don't always stay in our lane. We like to do events and things, but this is completely out there for us. We're going to a whole different country with a bunch of amazing people.
We are. I've had this conversation quite a lot because I've had a lot of the conversations around this, and there's two aspects. Aspect one is we've gone from the digital circus. This is kind of our product service offering, right? Which historically was £20 a month. We increased it to £39 a month. And that was online visibility, technical stuff, right? To now offering a trip to Morocco for 4 days, 3 nights for £1,850. That's a huge difference. So thank you for coming on that journey, that adventure with us, right? So it is different. The other thing that I've talked to a lot about people with, I'm doing a lot of the talking, sorry, Emily, business advice is do one thing. So not only are we trying to take you on an adventure with us, we are, as a business, we're doing something which basically every coach says you shouldn't do, which is do one thing, do it well, and sell it to one person.
Yeah, but do you know what, Alan? I think this is a natural evolution from what we have always done, even before this business as well. And I think it ties it all up really quite nicely with a nice little package with a nice little bow on top. And this is just an extension of things we've been doing previous to this. But more importantly, because I'm very time aware, Alan, and what we do is talk. We do have questions. So in this lead up to sort of the launch last week, we've had lots of conversations. We've been having loads of one-to-ones. We've got loads of people who are interested, but there have obviously been some questions about what it is, who it's for, and all that kind of stuff. So we thought we'd take our top 6 questions and deliver them in today's little podcast.
I know, which I've already said, by the way.
I'm saying it again.
We're saying it.
Because do you know what? I fancied a chat.
Fine, because I'd been doing a lot of the talking. I have a lot in my head.
Number 1. Honestly, is this just a selfish holiday dressed up as a business trip? How do I look my partner or my accountant in the eye and say I'm spending thousands to go to Morocco when sales are tight?
As a pedant, it's not thousands, it's 1.85 thousand. It's a singular thousands. But the sentiment is absolutely, it's tough, right? We are told cost of living crisis. We know so many of you whose businesses are tight. So yeah, how do you justify that money?
From me looking at events as well, I always think there are lots of events all across the country. If you're in the UK right now as well, you may go to a business mastermind, you might go to a networking event, you might go to a conference, things like that. They all have a amount of money attached to them. This kind of takes all of that together and again puts it into that package of being something very extremely different from what you may have been doing. But yes, it is absolutely 100% a business trip, but not focusing on the business, thinking about the human.
It's all about you, this trip. Just jumping in because that's what I do. I'm sorry, I try. The people, there is the ROI is tricky. The business you may come home with a strategy, but that strategy will come from you having clarity. We love a car analogy.
Well, you love a car analogy.
Well,
I have to go along with the car.
No, you're driving off the driveway. You know where you're going, but how you get there is up to you. Business on your terms. We talk about that a lot. But this is about that car having maintenance, right?
True.
If you have a car that you just drive every year and you don't service and look after, that car's not going to be feeling loved. And I had a conversation with our eldest today about whether cars have personalities and feelings, but that's a completely separate episode. But this is about that. You do have a personality. You do have feelings. You do need care and servicing. So taking the servicing, hello, Mrs., come to service your pipes. Emily, how did you take it there? How did I carry that on?
It's Monday morning.
Oh, no.
I am tired. There's been not enough coffee in the house.
It's true. I'm on water in this mug because we'd run out of coffee.
That's not very authentic, is it?
No, it is authentic. I'm being honest, but it's water. This is about you taking time out, going to the garage, continuing the analogy, and just taking time for you and seeing where that comes, because you can't, this is one of the other questions actually, we'll hold that, but this is about you taking time for you, using the car analogy, having some maintenance.
Yes. Okay. Question number 2. I'm worried everyone else in the room will have it all figured out. What if I get there and I'm the only one who feels like a total mess? Trust me, dear caller, dear watcher. Dear watcher, you are not the only one who feels sometimes that you might be a total mess. Hello. Hi.
I think imposter syndrome does exist. I asked this years ago. I did a whole piece. I was curious. And only one person I know said they never suffer from imposter syndrome. And I think in some spectrum, some guys, everyone has a little bit of imposter syndrome. And I think it could be a misconception that, right, if we use this experience with its kind of catch-all title, which is retreat, right? I think there is a misconception that retreats are for 6-figure business owners trying to get to 7 figures now. And no, that's not true at all, is it?
No,
Who's it for, Emily? Why when we're all given mild imposter syndrome?
Well, regardless of what you think about yourself and your business being a total mess, you are the CEO of your business. That in itself, you need to pat yourself on the back for, because there are many things that you have, many layers to you as a business owner here. And actually, if you're not a business owner right now, totally fine, because if you're stuck in your job right now, having many hats to wear, this is also for you to kind of figure yourself out a bit. So you are doing this, you are doing that, you are doing finances, you are doing operations, you are doing marketing, you're doing
It's a lot, isn't it?
Don't forget, the biggest thing we learned very, very, very early on was the Instagram versus reality truth. Just because other people have their shizzle together on an Instagram post or a LinkedIn post, or they're using the right buzz phrase, or they have a lovely curated picture of them, drinking their coffee cup going, hi.
Hi, this is coffee.
We all have those things going on behind the scenes. All of us. In fact, I'm going to name drop a little bit. We were working with a client the other day who just happened to say that one of their busy mates was Daniel Priestley. Again,
Hello.
My imposter syndrome kicked in at that point, going, why are you working with me if you're best friends with Daniel Priestley?
Because you're bloody awesome.
But he was also talking to them about the fact that he had stuff with the kids because they go on the school run together, and this was working, and he was really time poor, and this was feeling... Even Daniel Priestley feels time poor and overwhelmed sometimes, and that just is a big
and he's
thing.
Oversubscribed, and the KPI. We used AI to help compile these notes, all right? So I've been chucking stuff in and said, help me compile this. And it wrote this line at the end of this section. It says, you aren't there to impress, you are there to undress. Metaphorically,
I'm really glad you said metaphorically.
It says metaphorically, keep your clothes on, Alan.
Not one of those kind of parties.
It's not one of those parties.
Not one of those kind of parties.
No. So, yeah, you're there. It's meant to be raw, you know. It's the sort of thing where tears might happen as we take time out. It's okay. And there may be people looking to go from 6 figures to 7 figures. And there may be people trying to work out how to get their first 4 figures.
You may come out with an absolute resolution to your mess. You may come out with a new friend who you can chat to, who gets it with you, a bit more of a confidant of it. You may have a full-on 12-month strategy. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. If you come out with a 12-month strategy, you've been using this whole time and space thing all wrong. Wrong.
Well, we'll come to that.
You may come home just with the fact that you've slept really well for 3 nights, and actually you're more rejuvenated than ever to start working out what to do next.
That's worth 1,800 quid in itself, right? Remember, we've got 3 kids, and we are, I don't know how, we haven't broached it with them, but we're leaving them. One knows, and he went, who are we staying with? And we're like, Nanny and Pop. And he's like, yes! So he's okay.
Oh, us leaving our kids to go to Morocco.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
I know. First time we've done it.
Yes.
Right. Question 3. I don't need adventure. I need answers. Will staring at the Atlas Mountains actually help me fix my cash flow staff marketing problem?
You do need adventure. Everyone needs a bit of adventure. But no, actually...
My notes are messed up. Sorry. There we go. There's the notes.
Are you ready, Alan?
Yes.
Okay. What did we say? You can't solve a problem in the same environment that you created it.
Well, that's that tag we're using at the moment, isn't it? New answers can't be found in old comfort zones.
You really, really, really can't. So whether you're there for adventure or whether you're there just for the time and headspace, that's on you. We all need to take ourselves outside of our current four walls sometimes just to think about things a little bit differently. It is healthy for your soul. It is healthy for your gut. It's healthy for the fact that if you are living on that hamster wheel day in, day out, nothing is going to change. And if you've tried things, if you've been on courses, if you've been to, conferences and you've listened to that video there and you've watched that and nothing is changing, why not give this a go?
Well, I imagine if you've done all that and nothing's changing, the next thing to work on is yourself.
Absolutely. And this trip, this experience, and we are calling it experience, not a retreat, because I think a retreat comes with its own kind of connotations in your head.
It's an experience or an adventure.
Sound baths and yoga mats and all that kind of stuff.
Full moons at the moon.
Full moons at the moon. You can take what you want. There will be elements of this trip that you can partake in. And if you go to Morocco and decide actually you don't want any of that at all, that's absolutely fine. The place that we have secured for the week,
exclusive use
of the entire Palais Saban, and there are nooks and there are spaces and there is freedom for you to take what you need from that trip. Okay.
Yeah. Right. Energy. Are you asking this?
Yep. I love the idea, but I'm peopled out, and I get that. I do get that. Is this going to be 3 days of forced fun and high energy?
Hurrah! What makes you say that? Let's do the Funpreneurs. Woo!
Because I just want to sit quietly. Now, I will say one thing and one thing only here is that if you are a friend of Yellow Tuxedo, if you've followed us for a little while, if you've been to any of our previous events, you'll know that we are not kind of the...
it's not our style.
That's not our style. So the fact that you're watching this video to this point would suggest that you were okay a little bit with us and our energy.
Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Energy?
You paused for that, did you?
I did a little
bit.
bit.
Got to remember to pause in other places. I was reminding myself. Come on, keep going.
Okay. No, you will not be forced to be peopled out, or you will not be peopled out. There will be people there. We have designed this to have a maximum of 24 people tops. We're not going over that cap. We want to stay there because that's a good size room to have variety of conversation, difference in conversation, different people there. But as I said in previous question, there is so much space for you to take by yourself. If you just want to come with your laptop and go and find a little quiet nook in Palais Saban and just do your work for 3 days, that's totally fine. If you want to get involved with the conversation is there.
Yeah. There's 2 more questions. I'm going to swap them out in order. I'm going to go to question 6 and then we'll come back to question 5. Because question 6 is a bit more of a practical question. And I think question 5 is a biggie, right? It's a deep one. So question 6 is it accessible? Ooh. We actually got asked this at Yellow Tuxedo Coffee Morning on Friday. First Friday of every month, Yellow Tuxedo Coffee Morning. So is it accessible? And within that, I'm going to add, is it inclusive?
Oh, so
yes.
You asked me to pause, Adam, so I was pausing. I thought you wanted to...
No, I know. We do need more pauses. Yes.
Yes. And the funny thing is, and when we answered this question at the coffee morning on Friday as well, it's so accessible, inclusive, because that's everything that we do. It's ingrained in us because of our lifestyle and because of who we work with and because of our own brains. We just got to take that for granted that yes, it is, because everything that we build is always accessible and inclusive.
Well, you can't have a business that runs on business on your terms and not be inclusive No. I appreciate accessible is a slightly more practical thing, but you can't. So yes is the answer. It's for you, whoever you are. If you think you're asking if this is for you, probably the answer is Yes.
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 And anyone who has ever been a part of the Digital Circus, our membership, the Digital Circus as well, all been along to things like the Funpreneur's Big Day Out. We design it because we love, and I use the word misfits lightly because we feel that we're misfits too. We are there for all...
Sorry, I'm laughing from... Carry on and I'll tell...
all the square pegs, round holes in terms of neurodivergence, from physical health, from anything. We are all there for everybody. In terms of practical accessibility from our trip, yes, we have measures in place to make sure that in terms of vehicular access, we can make sure that we get you from A to B to Palais Sauban. Palais Sauban has
a lift,
but also we have space there again in terms of access space and the practical application of getting wheelchair users around or mobility scooters that can be dealt with. From an activity point of view, there will be options as well. So if you want to get involved, we're going on a hot air balloon ride, which is fantastic, and I've never done that.
I've never done that.
That's going to be accessible, an option for everybody. But if you choose not to do that, if that's not your bag, there will be an option too as well. So always come and have a chat to us if you feel you have direct questions about accessibility. We're happy to answer them.
Very quick story from Friday's Yellow Tuxedo Coffee Morning. Someone, whilst introducing themselves, was like, I'm a bit of a weirdo.
Yes.
And I'm thinking that they were going to be the standout. And the chat went, I'm a weirdo as well. I'm a weirdo. It's like, this is where the weirdos hang out, which probably is not the best advert ever. But if you know what I mean, if you are thinking, yes,
we're here for that.
We're here for the weird. Right. The last question, relatively big one. And then we need to talk about the launch, how it's gone, the hustle.
What if I come on? What if I come on this trip and the noise stops? I hope so. And then I realise I actually hate what I'm building. What if I come back and I want to burn it all down? That's a question.
Could happen.
It could happen. And I'll be honest with you, if that reality does happen in itself, it's a worthwhile trip to go on it. Because if you really do realise that you hate your business or you hate your job that much and things are not working the way you want them to work, that kind of element of change needs to happen. Again, worth the investment in this trip. If you can get that amount of clarity from this and you realise actually your business is not where you want it to be at all and something dramatic needs to happen, then the next steps are exciting.
Yes. Right. Hopefully those questions have given you a bit of an insight. That is a big question.
That sounded me, that one.
Yeah, it has. But I think it's rather pertinent. I imagine a percentage of business owners, founders, entrepreneurs actually don't like it. But they like the idea of it. But let's not talk about it. Let's move on. So I wanted to share specifically how the hustle went, how the launch went. Well, we use hustle in a working extremely hard way, not in the anti-way that a lot of LinkedIn coaches kind of talk about, because we're okay with working hard to achieve a goal. I wouldn't expect to win a race or do well in a running race without working hard to achieve it. We use the word hustle in a kind of it's full on and hard work way, not in a doing things that aren't correct way or don't serve you and stuff like that. Because sometimes you need to do the things that don't serve you to understand what does serve you, because we never fail. We always learn, right? And I'm all right with that. So this is how it went. We had 25 people on a waiting list. We soft launched to them on Sunday. We built that up. And we did it, and by Tuesday we had one pay their deposit, and by today we've still got one pay their deposit, and we've got loads of chats booked in. No, I can't say loads, I need to be on it. So I think we've had about 10 who have said a clear no. We've got 5 conversations booked in, and we've started talking to lots of people about the Morocco trip, right? Here's my challenge.
Okay, you do your challenge and I'm going to bring you back down to reality.
Yeah, that's fine. My challenge is I want to know why we put all this work in and we don't get 100 people going, take my money, take my money, take my money. And even now I'm feeling this frustration. I live extremely second by second, right? If I have an hour without something to do in it, that is the longest hour in the world. Now so I got flashing colours here. I can with that hour, choose to go and sit with the children on the sofa, right? So I can do nothing, but I have to choose to do nothing. I'm sure there's people screaming right now at me, right? So I find second by second, when we are in launch mode, in sales mode, extremely challenging that 5 seconds have gone by. Why have we not got 1,000 people offering to give us 1,850 quid?
It's 1,850 quid, Alan.
Because we've spent 6 years in business selling things for £40 plus £100. So I do understand. Oh, this is annoying me as I'm trying to be on.
Just get on the video.
I know. So I do understand that, but I find that extremely hard. If we break down how many weeks till we...
You're doing my bit, Alan.
Oh, go on then. There we go. Really hard. I find it
Alan
incredibly
finds it
hard.
I'm a bit more relaxed about it because I'm a bit more of a realist in the fact that
No, I'm an optimistic realist, but
having been through this kind of methodology with another trip. So I went to Malawi in 2023.
Whenever.
I took a group of women to Malawi for a business trip in 2023. We only needed 10 spaces filled on that. It doesn't happen overnight because it may have been a trip that's been in our head for several months, and it has been. And we've been talking to our good friends Stu and Chantel, who are coming along with us on this adventure. And we've been out for Alan's been for 2 recce's now.
No, one was don't get caught up in that. Perhaps we do another episode where we break all that down.
And we've got excited because we've been on the ground and we've seen the venue in all its glory in person, and we've been out into the desert and we can see the opportunity. And Alan came home physically, this is the best thing, and he was so up on it. You don't know that yet because you've not been there yet and you've not been part of it yet. And
some of you may have to take a leap of faith on this.
You do, and I think that as an investment, it's very easy to straight away say, no, I've had a couple of conversations this week, go, I can't possibly leave my family. Well, you could leave your family. You don't, it's that blocker straight away. The fact that is the world going to keep on spinning when you're not there? Yeah. And we make ourselves feel that we can't. And that guilt kind of comes into play as well. So number one, get that out of your head. We're going in November. It's February right now. We've got time to work out the plan. Number two, yes, absolutely. We would love to open the doors tomorrow or last week and get 100 people signing up. Because
those Instagram influencers with millions of followers, they sell out in 5 seconds.
But what happens in reality is you look at something and it's not necessarily time sensitive and you go, oh, that looks really good. I'm going to give myself some time to think about that. And for you, potentially, it could be the fact that it's February and being maybe cash poor right now and working on how to get the deposit together, because that's all it takes right now is one little deposit to secure your place in November. So that takes time. And Alan was getting like, well, why is everyone not signed up today? And I'm like, because people need time to work it out.
People are living their lives, Alan.
Yeah, we're not the centre of your universe.
Did I just refer to myself in the third person? Why aren't we the centre of your universe?
But
I'm the centre of mine.
If you break it down, we are looking for 24 people, 23 people now, because we have one person signed up. 23 people. That works out at one every 10 days between now and the time we get on the plane in November. One person every 10 days. That's one good conversation every 10 days to actually have a conversation with a real life human being and go, what do you need? How can we help? Here's the solution. Yeah.
And actually, I am okay with that because, I'm an endurance athlete who goes at business like it's a sprint.
You do.
I know. And I'm like, but sprinting's not my thing. Endurance is my thing, which is good sleep, good food, good hydration, keep going, right? And that's basically how I do any endurance event I ever do. So, and I do bring those 3 things to business. We've discussed this 1,000 times over the years. If you can run a business, you can do an endurance event. So why do I go at sales like it's a sprint?
I don't know.
I think so. I don't know.
So it is a marathon, not a sprint.
It is a marathon, not a sprint.
We would love for you to come with us. Yeah. It will definitely be time and space well spent coming along on you. Forget about the ROI. Think about all the conferences and all the cuppas that you're going to go to and all the networking events over the next 8 months and think, actually, is this an investment that I can actually, put into my calendar this year, because it will be an absolute blast to have you there. And I'm just looking forward to the feeding.
I know, just
rocking feast.
Not having to choose what are we going to have for dinner today.
Someone's going to tell me what we're
having.
Someone's
going to tell me. When we book it, I'm going to go, just surprise me. Right. Thank you.
Thank you so much. please come and have a conversation with us if you're even thinking about Time and Space Morocco 2026. The dates are the 4th to the 7th of November 2026, flying into Marrakesh.
Yeah, we will put links obviously below for the trip and to just book a virtual cuppa with us, and we can talk through it. If you're even just a little bit curious and not even think about it, just come and have a chat.
Alan needs to speak to you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.